Hey guys, how's it going? This is Joe back at it again with another video. I apologize for not making one sooner or not uploading one sooner. I've been really busy with school and whatnot. I just finished my first school here in A school, so I got 2 more to go. Don't know how long I'm gonna be. Right now I'm in holds, but yeah, that's why I haven't really uploaded. So my apologies. Also, apologize for the nappy hair. We know with this coronavirus thing, can't really do too much. Doing our barbershop here on base, clothes can't go off base. So unfortunately, that's where I would go normally, but it is what it is. I might just end up chopping it all off anyway. Go back to boot camp style, P-Day one day. So, but with that being said, let's today's gonna be more about the fitness aspect of boot camp because I've had a lot of people ask me, a lot of people that I know from my personal depth pool back in the day, like where I depped out of, ask about fitness. I've had people on here personally like message me and ask me about the fitness stuff. So fitness stuff, like I said, I touched about it a little bit in my last video or in the first video that I made about this. It's actually quite simple. You literally, males have to run their first PFA. The only thing you guys, not the only thing you guys have to worry about, but the biggest thing you guys have to worry about is passing your run on P5 day. Okay, now keep in mind there's a lot of things, running a perfect, running, let's say you run 12:15 or whatever for males, or 14:45 for females, whatever it is. I get that, but you guys have to take into account you guys will not have been working out for or doing any type of workouts or any type of exercises for roughly a week, maybe more. You guys will be out of shape. These guys, the Navy will literally try to get you out of shape as fast as possible for this to see where you guys are at, see if you guys can push through. You guys will also have been receiving your P4 day shots or P-Day 4-day shots, okay? So, and like that includes the peanut butter shot, which is it's on your 2-pack on your butt, and it really hurts, and you're sore for a few days. So keep that in mind, as well as like you're just not like that first PFA. No one ever feels good for. All right, like it's like you have to like mentally like prepare yourself for it, and you gotta like it's not hard. Don't like it's not like oh my god it's impossible, but it's just like it sucks. Okay, like your body's gonna feel like crap, like for the first probably week after that shot, and the very first day especially, which is P5 day. All right, which unfortunately is your PFA day. All right, so with that being said, I'm gonna focus a little bit more on that today. So you guys, what you guys can do while in depth to prepare, because from what I'm told and from what I've read, they're still taking people into boot camp right now. Just got that 14-day quarantine. As soon as you get to boot camp, and then you guys are admitted into actual training, in which you guys will not be able, or blame my last, in which you guys will be able to work out into, for those 2 weeks, those initial 2 weeks that you guys are here in quarantine or separated from everybody else, for the COVID-19 precautions. You guys will be able to work out, like push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff, and maybe some runs. I'm not exactly sure, but I think you guys can run as well. Don't quote me on that though, because it's kind of what I've read is kind of here and there. So but while you guys are in depth, as much as it sucks, the gyms are closed and whatnot, so you guys are gonna have to find yourself getting motivated by yourselves. As much as it sucks, you're gonna have to figure out a way to like just get up in the morning or at night or wherever you guys like to work out and actually just get this done. All right, and like I said, the focus is the run, because you have to pass the run. You guys can fail the sit-ups and the push-ups and still make or go through with your training as long as you pass the run. And for males, the run is, I have it pulled up here, give me a second. For males, the minimum time is 16 minutes and 10 seconds. So it doesn't matter your age group, you males have to pass it at 16 minutes and 10 seconds. And for females, regardless of age group, I think I said 19 minutes last video. I was wrong. I should have done some more research in it, and it's 18 minutes 7 seconds for females, and that's just too advanced in your training. All right, so that's like the minimum you have to have. That's not like your final PFA. It has to be much better than that time wise. So here's actually something here that it says in regards to that. It says if a recruit fails to meet the initial run standard, they will have one chance to retest within 48 hours If they fail the retest, the recruits will be discharged from the Navy with an entry-level separation, which allows them to reapply at a later date with a waiver from the Navy Recruiting Command. All right. So with that being said, that's a little bit of a disclaimer, but like I've seen people, and I had people in my division that failed both their initial and then their retake, and they were still there because they're within a certain time. Because you get a week, they'll give you 1 week. Like I said, they go into FEP, they'll give you 1 week, and they will run you every single like those 5 days, and you will have to make it up. So if you can make it in those 5 days, great, and if you can't, you will go to separations. So it is important that you guys stay on top of your fitness right now. With the coronavirus going on, with all this COVID-19 stuff going on, you guys have to stay on top of your fitness, because that's not going to change anything. All right. The Navy right now for boot camp, they are waiving their final PFA, but I'm pretty sure you guys still have to do your initial PFA to get here, or once you get here, because you just can't have unfit sailors, unfit people in the military. And that, I think that's pretty understandable. So with that being said, dang, that was hard. Sorry. With that being said, get out and run. Like that's the easiest way to improve your running. If you're bad at running, it's the easiest way to improve your cardio. And I'm not saying you got to go out there and run 20 miles or 10 miles or whatever it is. Start off with something light. Like if you can only do half a mile, run half a mile, walk half a mile, and then run another half mile. All right. The point is improving your stamina, your endurance every single day. All right. You don't have to go balls to the wall every single day, but just do it enough to improve. All right. Just make yourself better than you were the day before. So if you want to do like one day, go ahead and run. Just go ahead and go for a run. If you're a better runner, just slow, but you can run for a while. Run 2-3 miles, all right? And then the next day, run some sprints. Find a local track or a local park. I know it's closed off or whatever, but if you just run, I don't think they have a problem with that. I run on base all the time. Just do some sprints. Do 10 sprints or 1 sprints. Do 100 yards, 200 yards, 400 yards. Take breaks in between. Do like a 1-for-1. So if you're doing 100 yard sprint and it takes you 13 seconds, take a 15 second break in between that, and then run again. Just like whatever time it takes you to run that sprint, rest that time, and then go right back at it. All right. And just keep doing that, and it's going to improve your stamina. It's going to improve your endurance. And improving your endurance means it's going to improve your time, because the longer you can run at a certain pace, obviously, the longer or the faster you're going to be able to get done with that race. Not the race, with the PFA run. Because if you can run at a 1 minute per lap pace for 10 laps, and then a minute 30 or a minute 15 or whatever the last 2 laps, instead of only being able to run a minute a lap for the first 2 laps, your time greatly improves. So just keep that in mind. And it gets boring, it gets complacent running. I know I hate running. I do it, but I hate it because it is boring. So if you're like me, just find a podcast to listen to. I listen to a lot of different podcasts like Joe Rogan. I'll listen to some basketball ones, just kind of whatever interests me at the time, whatever sounds good. I'll listen to some comedy ones every once in a while, or I'll just listen to music. It just depends on the mood. But just find whatever helps you. Just keep in mind that get to a point where you're comfortable with it, because during that PFA you won't have that. You won't have music, all right? So you'll just have yourself in your mind, and then your RDCs motivating you, pushing you forward, and trying to keep a pace with you. Because you can't even talk to any other recruits on the track or anything like that. You're just there. You get your stuff done, and then you're done. All right. So just keep that in mind. Keep pushing. With that being said, with that being the biggest focus for you guys is depth training. Just because that's all it is. Just because it's this most important part. Don't lack on your push-ups and your sit-ups. All right. The easiest way to do more push-ups is just doing more push-ups. Get better at them. All right, just crank them out. I had a fellow recruit that was with me in my division that he was worried. He was struggling with his push-ups come last PFA. We kind of came up with a plan for him in the last 2-3 weeks, and he improved vastly. By vastly, I mean he went from being able to do 20 push-ups max to being able to do roughly I think his final PFA, he said he had like 56 or 57, something like that. So he went and he improved almost 30 push-ups in a span of 2 weeks. And it's not necessarily that you're not strong enough to do it, or that you're not that you can't do those push-ups. What it is, at least for males, I know the body composition of females is a lot different than a male, but for males, you have the muscle like density, you just don't, like, it's just not been exercised. So like it's just not used to that strain. So you get tired faster, think you can't do it, all right? But like it's there. Just gotta like pretty much like reignite it or restart it, give it a jump start over those few weeks, and like you will see that you will vastly improve. All right. So what we did for him, and what I'm gonna recommend to you guys, is have a set number of push-ups you guys do every day, like per week, and then increase that. Hold that total set per week. All right. So what we did is we did this at night. He did more push-ups throughout the day, but we also did the first week we had him do for the first half of the first week we had him do 75 push-ups, right? And I didn't say like do 75 push-ups in a row. I didn't say do 3 sets of 25. I said get 75 push-ups done, and just figure that out. All right. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, so you just do push-ups until you can't do any more on your first set. All right. So you max out on your first set. So let's say you get 30. All right, great. So that means you have 40 left. All right. So then you split them up. You don't have a set amount of sets that you have to do. Just get your 75 done. So you have 45 left, right? So the next time you get 22. All right, that's 55. That's 52 push-ups. So you only have 23 left. So you just keep going until you finish that off. But on your last set, let's say your last set, you only need 10, but you get your 10 to your 75, but you still have energy to do a few more. Finish out, like go until you can't go anymore, and then call it a night. And then like up that throughout the week, up that throughout so your first week, let's say you go 75, 100 your first week. So the first half of the week 75, second half of the week 100, and just keep upping that. And then like I promise you, it's gonna greatly improve. Like I said, you don't have to do very many. Like for a male, I think like the minimum is like a 46 push-ups, and for females, give me a second. For females, it is if my mouse was working, which it is not. It is completely gone, actually. There it is. Okay, for females, the minimum push-ups is 20. So 20 for females, 46 for males. Like that's doable. That's a very doable goal. And for sit-ups as well, it's 54 and 54. So 54 for both. All right. Just keep doing them. Like a good way to help with your push-ups too is doing wide stance push-ups, low stance, wide stance, narrow stance or narrow grip, and then doing diamond push-ups as well if you can do them. That really helps your shoulders, it helps your triceps, it helps your chest, which you need all of that to do your push-ups. And then you can also do them on your knees, do them on do different types of incline with the chair, decline with the chair. There's so many different variations of push-ups you can do at home that you don't need any equipment or anything else to do. Like you don't need to do anything else besides that for push-ups. It'll help you vastly. For sit-ups, there's so many different things you can do to help your sit-ups. You can do planks, for instance, all right? And to tighten up your core, because like planks also help with your with your push-ups as well. Do planks and do 3 sets of do 3 sets of planks or 3 different planks for 45 seconds a piece. And you can vary, you have variations. You can do them on your elbows. You can have them, straight arm, or you can just do alternating. So you can do you can just go up, down, up from straight arm to your elbows, and variations like that. There's so many different types of crunches you can do. You can do crunches, you can do sit-ups, you can do reverse crunches, you can do leg raises and stuff. Anything that will help your core, you can do, and it will help you vastly. All right, and like I said, you're doing this for endurance. It's as many as you can do, and they're not very hard to do. So just keep that in mind as well, man. The biggest thing right now is keeping active during this period of time where it's hard to, because you can't really gather with a bunch of different people and go do stuff or have activities. You have to go motivate yourself and do it yourself. So as hard as it is, For some people it's very easy, and for those people, kudos, congratulations, keep at it, keep working hard, and it's gonna pay off in the end. And for those that's a little bit harder for you guys to do, it sucks. We got to get it done. All right, like it's not easy for me some days, but we got to get it done. So with that, just keep pushing, and I promise you, it's gonna pay off. Come boot camp and come your military career, because we're gonna have to do these things twice a year, every year, until like while you're in the Navy, unless you get an amazing score or an excellent score, an excellent or above, and then you get a waive like your second PFA cycle for that year. So you only have to do one a year, but that's really tough. I got it, but it was tough because your scores have to be amazing, like all throughout, like all across the board. So just keep that in mind. Keep pushing. Keep trying to get yourselves better every single day, and don't worry, man. It's all gonna be good, and hopefully you guys are all here in the fleet soon. But with that being said, I gotta go. I'm on hold. So just a quick little video. See you guys later. Be safe. Deuces.